"Happy birthday, Dad," my daughter Sarah said, walking past me in the hallway like I was a coat rack. She wasn't talking to me. She was on her phone. "No, not you. My dad's here. Yeah, I know. Listen, I have to go." She hung up and finally looked at me. "You're early?" Not a hug, not a smile. A complaint that I'd arrived at 6:00 p.m. for a 6:00 p.m. party. "We need to talk," she said, and something in her voice made my stomach drop. "Please subscribe and write in the comments what time it is where you are now." I'm standing in the foyer of my daughter's house, the house I gave her $32,000 for as a down payment. My coat stays still on. Sarah's husband Kevin is in the kitchen. I can hear him on the phone, laughing. Not the kind of laugh you do at a birthday party for your wife's 70-year-old father. "Dad, sit down." Sarah gestured to the living room. "Where's everyone else?" I looked around. No decorations, no cake on the counter, no guests. "That's what we need to discuss." She sat on the couch. Didn't wait for me to sit first. "Kevin got the promotion." I waited. That had nothing to do with my birthday. "The regional manager position. He's been working toward it for 18 months. They announced it this morning." "That's good news," I said. Still standing, still wearing my coat. "They're throwing him a celebration dinner tonight. 7:00, the whole executive team, spouses invited." She said it like she was reading from a script, like she'd practiced this. The clock on the wall ticked. Same kind of clock Martha and I had in our first apartment. Round face, black numbers. It was 6:07 p.m. "Your birthday party," I said slowly. "We can do it next weekend. This is a huge opportunity for Kevin. For us. The salary increase alone is—" "You're canceling my birthday party." I needed to hear myself say it out loud, to make sure I wasn't misunderstanding. "We're postponing it, Dad. Don't be dramatic." Kevin walked in from the kitchen, straightening his tie. New tie. Probably cost $60. "Hey, Richard, Sarah told you the good news?" She told me something. "This promotion is massive. 28% salary bump, company car, stock options. We'll finally be able to—" He stopped. Looked at Sarah. Something passed between them. "Finally be able to what?" I asked. "Pay off some debt," Sarah said quickly. Too quickly. I'd given them $32,000 for the down payment. 4 years ago, I'd given them $8,000 for Kevin's MBA application fees and prep courses. I'd given them $600 a month for 2 years to cover their car payments while Kevin built his career. That was $14,400 right there. I'd watched their daughter Emma every Wednesday night for 3 years so they could have date night. 156 Wednesdays. Never missed one. Never asked them to reschedule. "Your birthday party is next weekend," Sarah said, standing up. "Same time, I promise. You promise." I looked at her. Really looked at her. When did her face get so much like her mother's? But Martha never looked at me like this. Like I was an obligation she was trying to efficiently manage. "Dad, be reasonable. This dinner is important for Kevin's career. You could go to the dinner. Kevin could go. I could stay here with Emma. Have a small party, just the 3 of us. Emma's going to Kevin's parents. They're watching her tonight. Kevin's parents, who lived 40 minutes away, who they'd called to babysit instead of asking me. I lived 12 minutes away. Timed it once. So, let me understand, I said. My voice came out level, calm. That surprised me. You invited me to a birthday party at 6:00. I arrived at 6:00, and now you're leaving at 7:00 for a different party. And I'm supposed to just, what? Go home? We'll celebrate next weekend. Sarah's voice had an edge now. Irritation creeping in. You're making this into a bigger deal than it is. When did you know about this dinner? She blinked. What? When did they tell Kevin about the promotion? When did you know about the dinner? This morning. I told you that. So you had all day to call me, to tell me before I drove over here. It's been crazy, Dad. I had a million things to do to get ready. A million things. I looked at her dress. Navy blue, tailored, new. Department store bag on the chair behind her with tissue paper sticking out. You went shopping. I needed something appropriate for... You had time to shop. You didn't have time to call. Kevin checked his watch. Obvious. Meant for me to see. Sarah, we need to leave in 20 minutes. Right. She turned back to me. Dad, I'm sorry this happened this way, but you have to understand, this is Kevin's career. Our future. Our family's future. Our family. I heard what wasn't said. Not my family. Their family. The one that didn't include me unless they needed something. Next weekend, I said. Yes, next weekend. I'll make your favorite cake, the chocolate one with the cream cheese frosting. We'll have Emma make you cards. It'll be special. The chocolate cake was Martha's favorite. Not mine. I'd told Sarah that 20 times over the years. I liked lemon cake, with raspberry filling. Martha used to make it every year for my birthday. Sarah knew that, or she used to know that. You should go, I said. Don't want Kevin to be late for his big night. Relief flooded Sarah's face. Thank you, Dad. Thank you for understanding. You're the best. She hugged me, quick, perfunctory, the kind of hug you give someone at church. Then she was gone, heading upstairs. I need to fix my makeup, she called down. Kevin and I stood in the living room. He jingled his keys. No hard feelings, right, Richard? These things happen. These things happen, I repeated. You know how it is. Career comes first. Gotta strike while the iron's hot. Your wife's father's 70th birthday. What? He wasn't listening, checking his phone. I'm 70 today. That's not a birthday that happens twice. He looked up. For just a second, something crossed his face. Guilt, maybe. Or just annoyance that I was still talking. Like Sarah said, next weekend. Same thing. Same thing. Better, actually. We'll have more time to plan. Make it really special. His phone buzzed. He grinned at whatever message came through. My boss. He's already at the restaurant. Sarah came back down. Fresh lipstick. Okay, we really have to go. Dad, just pull the door closed when you leave. It'll lock automatically. I stood there in my coat. In the foyer of the house I'd helped them buy, watching them gather their things. Kevin grabbed his jacket. Sarah grabbed her purse. New purse. Leather. $200 probably. Next weekend, Sarah said over her shoulder. They were out the door. Engine started. Taillights disappeared down the street. The house was silent. I looked at the kitchen counter. No cake, no plates set out. No napkins, no cups. Nothing that suggested a party had ever been planned. I opened the refrigerator. No cake there either. Beer. Leftover Chinese food. Yogurt cups. No birthday cake. I checked my phone. The invitation Sarah had texted me 2 weeks ago. Dad's 70th birthday celebration. Saturday, March 18th, 6 p.m. Be there or be square. 3 exclamation points. She'd never called me back when I'd replied asking if I should bring anything. Too busy, I'd figured. Too busy to plan a party that never existed. I sat down at their kitchen table. IKEA, not the oak one I'd offered them from my garage. They'd said it was too traditional for their aesthetic. I'd refinished that oak table myself. Took me 40 hours. My phone was still in my hand. I opened my banking app. The numbers glowed in the low light. March 1st, $600 to Sarah. Car payment, she'd texted. February 1st, $600. January 1st, $600. I scrolled back. Months of $600 transfers. Every single month for 24 months. $14,400. The down payment, $32,000. I'd taken it from the life insurance money after Martha died. Sarah had needed it, urgently, or they'd lose the house to another buyer. I'd driven to the bank the same day Martha's policy paid out. Same day. Kevin's MBA application fees, $8,000. 5 schools at $200 each, plus prep courses, plus test fees. He'd gotten into 3 schools, went to the cheapest one, still cost $40,000 a year, but the investment would pay off eventually. The car payment money was supposed to be temporary. Just 6 months, Dad, while Kevin gets established in his new role. That was 24 months ago. I'd reminded Sarah once. She'd said, I thought you wanted to help us, in that voice. The one that made me feel guilty for bringing it up. I scrolled further back. $12,200 in December. Christmas gifts for Emma. She's your granddaughter, Dad. Don't. You want her to have a good Christmas? $800 in October. Emergency car repair, Dad. We'll pay you back. $450 in August. Daycare raised their rates. $1,500 in June. Credit card got hacked. We're disputing the charges, but bills are due now. I closed the app, did the math in my head. It kept changing because I kept remembering more, the furniture I'd bought them when they moved in. $2,400 for the bedroom set because we need something nice for guests to see. The appliances when their washer broke. $900. The plane ticket to Denver when Kevin's brother got married. $650. Family's important, Dad, you understand. The painting quote for their living room. $1,800. I'd offered to paint it myself. No offense, Dad, but we want it to look professional. Birthday gifts, Christmas gifts, anniversary gifts. Just contribute to our vacation fund, Dad. $500. $700. $400. The vet bill when their dog ate chocolate. $308. Emergency vet, after hours. I'd gotten the call at 2:00 a.m. Dad, I don't know what to do. They want payment up front. I'd driven over with my credit card. The dog was fine. They never paid me back. Emma's dance classes. 6 months of, can you help with this, Dad? It's important for her development. $125 a month. $750. I opened a note on my phone. Started typing. Every expense I could remember. Every transfer. Every emergency. Every can you help with. The total kept climbing. $32,000 down payment. $14,400 car payments. $8,000 MBA fees. $2,400 furniture. $900 appliances. $650 plane ticket. $1,800 painting. Gifts. Roughly $7,000 over 4 years. Vet. $380. Dance. $750. Random emergencies. $6,500. Being conservative. I stared at the number. $74,180. $74,780 in 4 years, since Martha died. That didn't count the Wednesdays. 156 nights of babysitting. If they'd paid a babysitter $20 an hour for 4 hours each time, that would have been $12,480. I didn't charge them anything. Never even asked for gas money. I sat there in their quiet house, the house I'd helped buy. At their kitchen table, I wasn't allowed to replace with my handmade one, staring at a number that made my chest feel tight. $74,000. The life insurance from Martha. The death benefit from 40 years of her paying premiums. The money that was supposed to be for me, for my retirement, for my future. I'd given it to Sarah, because she was my daughter, because you help your kids, and she couldn't even call me before canceling my birthday party. Couldn't make time in her day of shopping and makeup and getting ready for someone else's celebration to tell me not to drive over. I looked at my watch. 6:47 p.m. They'd be at the restaurant by now. Kevin would be laughing with his boss. Sarah would be smiling, making conversation, being charming, the same charm she used on me when she needed money. My phone buzzed. Text from Sarah. Thanks again for being so understanding. You're the best dad ever. Cake emoji. On the birthday cake that didn't exist, I typed back, have fun tonight. She sent back a heart emoji. I sat there for another 10 minutes, maybe longer. The house had good insulation, quiet. No sound from outside, just the refrigerator humming. The clock ticking. I stood up, pulled my coat tighter, started for the door. Then I stopped, turned around, walked back to the kitchen. There was a folder on their counter. Bills looked like. I shouldn't look. I knew I shouldn't look. I looked anyway. Visa statement. $8,400 balance. American Express. $6,200. Discover. $4,800. I did the math. $19,400 in credit card debt. Under that, mortgage statement. Payment, $2,400 a month. I'd thought it would be less with the down payment I'd given them. I pulled out my phone, searched for mortgage calculators, punched in numbers. For $2,400 monthly payment with their down payment, they'd borrowed $380,000. The house was worth maybe $420,000. I had looked it up once on Zillow. So they'd put down $40,000, not $32,000. I stared at the number on my phone, then at the mortgage statement, then at my phone again. They'd told me they needed $32,000 for the down payment, urgently, or they'd lose the house to another buyer. They'd actually put down $40,000, which meant they'd had another $8,000 from somewhere else. Or they hadn't needed my entire $32,000, or they'd used my money for something else. I put the statement back exactly where I'd found it. Check the next paper. Car lease, not a loan. A lease. $680 a month for Kevin's Audi. Under that, another lease. $520 a month for Sarah's BMW. I'd been giving them $600 a month for car payments. For cars they were leasing, which meant they'd had 2 car payments all along. Not one. Not the single car payment Sarah had told me they couldn't quite cover while Kevin got established. I should stop looking. I should walk away. I kept reading. Country club membership, $350 a month. Emma's private preschool, $1,200 a month. Netflix, Hulu, HBO, Disney+. $75 total. Lawn service, $200 a month. House cleaning service, $300 a month. Sarah had asked me to help with their car payment because money was tight. They had a country club membership. They paid someone $200 a month to mow their lawn. I'd offered to do it for free. No, Dad, we've got it handled. They paid someone $300 a month to clean their house. I'd given them $600 a month for a car payment they were already making. My hands were steady. That surprised me. I thought they'd be shaking. I put everything back in the folder. Exactly the right order, exactly the right angle on the counter. Walked to the door, pulled it closed behind me, got in my truck. The 2008 F-150 I'd driven for 16 years, paid off, no lease payments. I didn't start the engine right away. Just sat there. My daughter had canceled my 70th birthday party for her husband's work dinner. She'd known about it all day. She'd gone shopping for a new dress. She'd called Kevin's parents to watch Emma. She'd done 100 things to get ready for this dinner. She hadn't called me. And when I showed up, on time, like she'd asked, she'd expected me to understand, to be reasonable, to not make it into a bigger deal than it was. While I'd been giving her $74,000 over 4 years. While I'd been babysitting every Wednesday for 3 years. While I'd been helping with every emergency, every crisis, every sudden unexpected expense that needed to be handled right now. Dad, can you help? I started the truck, drove home. The house was dark when I pulled into the driveway. I'd left at 5:30, wanted to be on time. The whole drive over, I'd been thinking about what Sarah might have planned. Maybe she'd invited some of my old friends from the plant. Maybe she'd made a slideshow of old photos. Maybe Emma had made decorations. I'd actually let myself get excited. Inside, I turned on the lights, made a sandwich, turkey and cheese, sat at my kitchen table, the one Martha and I had bought 38 years ago. Oak, solid, built to last. My phone buzzed. Text from my son, Andrew. Happy birthday, old man. 70 years young. Sorry I couldn't make it to Sarah's thing. Stuck at work. Rain check for a beer soon? I stared at the text. Sarah's thing. Andrew thought there'd been a party, which meant Sarah had invited him. I typed back, thanks. Don't worry about it. How's work? Crazy busy. Always something. You know how it is. I did know. Andrew was a good kid. Hardworking. He lived 3 hours away. Sales manager for a manufacturing company. Made decent money. Never asked me for anything. Not once in 4 years. We texted about nothing for a few minutes. His job, the weather, March Madness brackets. Then I asked, did Sarah tell you what time the party was? 3 dots appeared, disappeared, appeared again. She said 6. Why? Just curious. When did she invite you? Couple weeks ago, maybe? Called and said she was planning something for your birthday. Asked if I could make it. I told her probably not with work and the drive, but I'd try. Why? Did I miss something? He didn't know. Sarah had invited him weeks ago. He'd told her he probably couldn't make it. She'd still planned a party, or said she was planning a party, and then canceled it this morning when Kevin got his promotion. Or, I pulled up Sarah's text from 2 weeks ago. Dad's 70th birthday celebration, Saturday, March 18th, 6:00 p.m. Sent 2 weeks ago. Kevin's promotion was announced this morning. So she had been planning something for 2 weeks, and then canceled it the same day. Or she'd never planned anything at all, and the promotion was just a convenient excuse. I looked at my kitchen. No cake. I thought maybe Sarah might have asked me to bring it over. Some families do it that way, but she'd said she'd make my favorite. The chocolate one that wasn't my favorite. I opened the refrigerator. No cake here either. Looked in the freezer. Just frozen vegetables and some ground beef. No cake anywhere in my house, which meant I'd been planning to go to Sarah's house for the cake she'd promised to make. The cake that didn't exist. I sat back down at the table, opened my phone, looked at that number again, $74,180. I thought about the car payments I'd been making for leased vehicles they could already afford. I thought about the mortgage down payment where the numbers didn't quite add up. I thought about Kevin's MBA fees for a degree he barely used. I thought about the country club membership while they asked me for grocery money. I thought about next Wednesday. They'd expect me to babysit Emma like always, like nothing had happened, like tonight was just one of those things. And I thought about next weekend. Sarah would make her chocolate cake. She'd have Emma give me cards. She'd take pictures for Facebook. Everyone would see what a wonderful daughter she was, celebrating her father's birthday. 1 week late. After $74,000. After 156 Wednesdays. After 4 years of, can you help, Dad? I picked up my phone, called my lawyer, got his voicemail, Saturday night. He wouldn't be in the office until Monday. James, it's Richard Sullivan. I need to make some changes to my will. Call me Monday morning, it's important. Hung up, sat there in my quiet house, the house Martha and I had bought in 1982, paid off in 2004, worth about $240,000 now, plus the life insurance money. What was left of it? Plus my pension, plus Social Security. Sarah thought it was all hers eventually. I'd never said it explicitly, but she knew. She was my daughter. Andrew made good money. Sarah struggled. That's what I'd thought, anyway. Made sense to leave more to the kid who needed it. That's what I'd been planning. Until tonight. Until I'd sat at her IKEA table looking at her mortgage statement and her car leases and her country club membership. Until I'd realized the struggling daughter who needed help was paying more for lawn service every month than I spent on groceries. My phone rang. Sarah. I let it ring 4 times before answering. Dad, oh my God, the dinner is amazing. Kevin's boss is so nice. They had champagne waiting, French champagne, the real stuff. That's nice. Everyone keeps congratulating us. They're talking about the future, Dad. Kevin's future with the company. He might make VP in 3 years. 3 years. Can you imagine? No, I said. I can't. Anyway, I just wanted to check in, make sure you're okay. I felt bad about tonight. Did you? Of course. But you understand, right? I knew you would. You always understand. I didn't say anything. Dad? I'm here. So next Saturday, same time, I'll make it special, I promise. Sure, Sarah. Are you mad? Her voice changed. Got that edge again. Because if you're mad, I don't know what to tell you. This is Kevin's career, our family's future. I thought you'd be happy for us. I'm happy Kevin got his promotion. But? No, but. It sounds like there's a but. I'm tired, Sarah. It's been a long day. I'm going to bed. It's only 8 o'clock. I'm 70, I said. I'm allowed to go to bed at 8. Silence on her end. Then, fine. I'll call you tomorrow. We'll talk about next weekend. Sure. Love you, Dad. She hung up before I could respond. Not that I'd been planning to. I sat at my table until 9 o'clock. Then I went to bed. Lay there in the dark in the bedroom I'd shared with Martha for 38 years. Thought about all the things I should have seen earlier, all the signs I'd ignored, all the times I'd told myself it was fine. She just needed help. That's what fathers do. And I thought about Monday morning. When I'd call James back, when I'd make some changes, when I'd start figuring out what I was going to do about Wednesday, about next Wednesday, about all the Wednesdays after that. Sleep didn't come easy. But when it did, I didn't dream about birthday cakes or parties or disappointed grandchildren. I dreamed about numbers, $74,180, and a house that was suddenly very quiet. Sunday morning, I woke up at 6 o'clock a.m. Old habits. 40 years at the plant, you get used to early mornings. Made coffee, sat at the table, waited for my phone to ring. It rang at 10 o'clock a.m. Sarah. Good morning, Dad. How are you feeling today? Fine. Still upset about yesterday? I didn't say I was upset. You sounded upset. Your voice gets all flat when you're upset. I didn't know my voice did that. I'm fine, Sarah. Good. So next Saturday, I'm thinking we do a barbecue. Weather's supposed to be nice. I'll get steaks, the good ones from that butcher you like. We'll do it right. The butcher I liked. She remembered that, but not my favorite cake. Kevin will grill. He's gotten really good at it. And Emma can't wait to give you her present. She made you something at school. It's so cute. That sounds nice. Great. So 4 p.m. That way we can eat around 5:30? I'll check my calendar. Pause. Check your calendar? See if I'm free. Dad, it's your birthday party. It was my birthday party yesterday. And we're doing it next weekend. You know this. I might have plans. What plans? Her voice changed, getting irritated. What plans could you possibly have that are more important than your birthday party? I'll let you know. Dad, I have to go, Sarah. Talk to you later. I hung up. Stared at the phone. It rang again. I didn't answer. She called 3 more times. Left a voicemail. Dad, if you're trying to guilt trip me about yesterday, it's not going to work. Call me back so we can plan next weekend like adults. I deleted the voicemail. Made another cup of coffee. Sat at the table. At 11 o'clock a.m., Andrew called. Hey, Pop, how was the party? There wasn't a party. What? Sarah canceled it. Kevin got a promotion. They had a work dinner. Silence on the other end. Then, are you serious? I'm serious. She canceled your birthday party for a work dinner? Yep. On your actual birthday? That's when birthdays usually happen. Jesus Christ. Did she at least call you beforehand? Nope. I showed up at 6 like she'd asked. She told me they were leaving at 7. So you drove all the way over there for nothing. Apparently. More silence. Then Andrew said something I won't repeat. Then, what are you going to do? Don't know yet. You want me to call her? No. Dad, leave it alone, Andrew. I'll handle it. You shouldn't have to handle it. She's the one who screwed up. I know. Do you want me to drive down next weekend? We can do something. Just you and me. Something in my chest loosened. Just a little. You don't have to do that. I want to. You're my dad. You turned 70. That's a big deal. It's a 3-hour drive. So, I've got a car. Gas is expensive. Dad, stop. I'm coming down. Next Saturday. We'll get dinner. Somewhere nice. My treat. You don't. I'm doing it. Argument over. I'll text you when I'm on the road. He hung up. I sat there holding the phone. Andrew had made time. 3-hour drive. No guilt trip. No excuses. Just, I'm coming. Sarah lived 12 minutes away. Monday morning at 9 o'clock a.m., I called James. Richard, got your message. What's going on? I told him. All of it. The birthday party, the money, the car leases, the country club, the mortgage numbers that didn't add up. He listened without interrupting. When I finished, he said, How do you want to handle this? I want to change my will. Okay. Current will leaves everything to Sarah, correct? Since Martha passed. And Andrew, split 50-50. And you want to change the split. I want to remove Sarah entirely. Pause. That's a significant change. She gets nothing. Richard, I have to ask, are you doing this because you're angry? Because if you want to make changes, that's your right. But I want to make sure you're thinking clearly. I'm thinking clearly. What about Andrew? Everything goes to him. And if something happens to Andrew, I hadn't thought about that. Then it goes to charity. Your choice. Something worthwhile. Not Sarah. Not Sarah. And not Emma. I thought about Emma. 6 years old. Sweet kid. Not her fault her mother was. Set up a trust for Emma. For college. 20,000. She gets it when she turns 18. Only for education. Nothing else. That's fair. What about the rest? Andrew gets the house, the accounts, everything. And James? Yeah? Make it airtight. I don't want Sarah contesting this. I don't want her finding loopholes. I'll make it very clear. We'll include a no contest clause. If she challenges the will, she forfeits everything, including Emma's. Trust. Good. When do you want to do this? Today. I can have something drafted by this afternoon. Come in at 3:00 p.m. I'll be there. I hung up. Made another call. My bank. First National, this is Tracy. How can I help you? I need to remove someone's access to my accounts. Of course. Let me pull up your information. Can I have your account number? I gave it to her. Thank you, Mr. Sullivan. And who would you like to remove? Sarah Mitchell, my daughter. She's listed as a beneficiary and has transfer authorization. I can help with that. Just to confirm, you want to remove her as beneficiary? And remove her transfer authorization. She shouldn't be able to see my accounts or move money. Understood. I'll need you to come in to sign some forms. When works for you? Today, before 3:00 p.m. I have an opening at 1:00 p.m. I'll be there. Third call. Sarah's number. She answered on the first ring. Dad, finally. I've been trying to call you. I know. So, next Saturday, I won't be there. What? Why not? I have plans. What plans? Andrew's coming down. We're having dinner, so do it Sunday. We can do your party Saturday. I'm busy Saturday. Doing what? That's not your concern. Dad, what is your problem? You're acting like a child. I'm acting like a child? Yes, you're throwing a tantrum because I had to cancel one party. One party. Do you know how much I do for you? How much I sacrifice? I laughed. Couldn't help it. Came out sharp and bitter. What's so funny? You, talking about sacrifice. Excuse me? Tell me, Sarah, what exactly do you sacrifice for me? You know what? I don't have to defend myself to you. I'm a good daughter. When's the last time you called me? Not to ask for money, just to talk. Silence. When's the last time you came to visit me? Not to drop Emma off. Actually visit. More silence. When's the last time you asked how I was doing? How I was handling your mother's death? If I needed anything? Dad, I'll save you the trouble. You don't call, you don't visit, you don't ask. You only contact me when you need something. That's not fair, isn't it? I've been busy. I have a family. I have responsibilities. So do I. Or I did. I'm done now. Done with what? With being your ATM. My what? You heard me. Oh my God, this is about money? Are you seriously doing this over money? This is about respect, Sarah. Or the lack of it. I respect you. You canceled my 70th birthday party for your husband's work dinner. You knew about it all day. You didn't call. You went shopping for a new dress instead. And when I showed up, on time, like you asked, you expected me to just understand and leave. It was important for Kevin's career. More important than your father? That's not what I said. That's exactly what you said. You said it with your actions. Dad, you're being unreasonable. It's one party. We're doing it next weekend. No, we're not. Yes, we are. I won't be there. Fine. Be that way. Be a stubborn, selfish old man. Selfish. I laughed again. That's interesting, coming from you. What's that supposed to mean? It means I'm done, Sarah. Done with the guilt trips. Done with the emergencies that are never emergencies. Done with giving you money while you pay for country clubs and lawn services. Silence. Long silence. Then, you went through my papers. They were on the counter. You had no right. I had every right. It's my money you're spending. Your money? Your money? After everything we've done for you? What have you done for me, Sarah? Specifically. Name one thing. I invited you to holidays and charged me to attend? Made me bring the wine and the appetizers and give Emma presents? That's what families do. Is it? Is that what families do? Because your brother doesn't charge me admission. Andrew doesn't have kids. He doesn't have expenses. Neither did you when you asked for MBA money, and a down payment, and car payments, and stop it. Furniture, and painting, and plane tickets, and vet bills, and stop it. I stopped, heavy breathing on her end. Then, if you stop helping us, you'll never see Emma again. The words hit like a fist. What did you say? You heard me. If you want to be part of your granddaughter's life, you need to stop this tantrum and apologize. My hands were steady, still steady. That surprised me. You're using your daughter as leverage. I'm protecting my daughter from a toxic influence. Toxic. Yes, this isn't healthy. Your obsession with money. Your inability to be happy for Kevin's success. Your manipulation tactics. My manipulation. Yes, hanging up on me, refusing to answer calls, threatening to cut us off. That's manipulation, Dad. That's abuse. I sat there, phone pressed to my ear, listening to my daughter tell me I was abusive for not wanting to fund her country club membership. I'm calling Adult Protective Services, she said. You're clearly having some kind of mental episode. You need help. Do what you need to do. I'm serious. So am I. Call them. Tell them I'm having a mental episode because I won't give you money anymore. See what they say. This isn't about money. Then what's it about? It's about family. It's about being there for each other. You're right, I said. It is about being there, which is why I'll be at the bank at 1 p.m. today, removing your access to my accounts. You can't do that. I can, and I am. Dad, don't do this, please. We can talk about this. We are talking. I mean really talk, face to face. Come over tonight. We'll figure this out. There's nothing to figure out. Dad, please. Goodbye, Sarah. I hung up. She called back immediately. I declined. Called again. Declined. Texted. Dad, please, let's talk about this. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. About everything. Please don't do this. I turned off my phone. At 1 p.m., I walked into First National Bank. Tracy was waiting. Nice woman, maybe 50. Professional. Mr. Sullivan. Good to see you. I have the forms ready. She walked me through each one, removing Sarah as beneficiary, removing her transfer authorization, removing her ability to view my accounts. And you're sure about this? Tracy asked. Standard question, probably. Making sure. I'm sure. Okay, sign here, here, and here. I signed. That's it. The changes are effective immediately. She won't be able to see anything? Nothing. As far as the bank is concerned, she has no connection to your accounts. Thank you. I left the bank, drove to James's office. He had the new will printed out. 6 pages. Very thorough. Read through it carefully, he said. Make sure it says what you want. I read every word. Everything to Andrew. Trust for Emma. Education only. No contest clause. If Sarah challenges the will, she forfeits everything. This is good. You're sure? Last chance to change your mind. I'm not changing my mind. Okay, sign here. And here. I'll need 2 witnesses. He called in his secretary and his paralegal. They witnessed my signature. Didn't ask questions. James must have briefed them. That's it, James said. Your new will is official. Thank you. Richard? I looked up. For what it's worth, I think you're doing the right thing. Do you? Yeah, I've seen a lot of families in my practice. A lot of kids who think their parents owe them something. You don't owe her your life savings. I nodded. Didn't trust myself to speak. Drove home. Turned my phone back on. 17 missed calls. All Sarah. 12 text messages. I didn't read them. Blocked her number. Blocked Kevin's number too, just in case. Sat at my kitchen table. It was 4:30 p.m., Monday afternoon, 26 hours since I'd arrived at Sarah's house for a birthday party that didn't exist. 26 hours since everything changed. My phone rang. Unknown number. I almost didn't answer, but it might be important. Hello? Mr. Sullivan? This is Detective Chen from… Wait, not Chen. That's wrong. I mean, this is Detective Morrison from County Services. I'm calling regarding a wellness check request. A what? Your daughter Sarah Mitchell called our office. She's concerned about your welfare. She says you're behaving erratically and she's worried you might be experiencing a mental health crisis. I closed my eyes. Mr. Sullivan, I'm here. I'd like to come by and talk to you, just to verify that you're safe and competent. It's standard procedure. When? I'm actually in your area now. Would the next 30 minutes work? Fine. Great, I'll see you soon. He hung up. I looked around my house. Clean, organized. Nothing that suggested mental incompetence. I made fresh coffee, pulled out my bills, all paid, organized by date in a folder. Pulled out my bank statements, all in order. Pulled out the folder from James's office. Copy of the new will. Dated today. 30 minutes later, doorbell rang. Detective Morrison was younger than I expected. Maybe 40. Professional. Badge clipped to his belt. Mr. Sullivan? That's me. Thanks for seeing me. May I come in? Sure. I let him in. He looked around, took in the clean kitchen, the organized living room, the stack of bills on the table. Can I get you some coffee? I asked. No, thank you. This shouldn't take long. He pulled out a notebook. Your daughter called us this afternoon. She said you've been acting strangely, hanging up on her, making irrational decisions. She's concerned you might not be competent to manage your affairs. Is that what she said? Yes, sir. She mentioned something about you changing your bank accounts. I removed her access to my accounts. Why? Because they're my accounts. She said it was sudden, out of nowhere. It wasn't out of nowhere. Can you explain? I could tell him to leave. I could refuse to answer. But something in his face said he was just doing his job, and he seemed reasonable. My daughter has been using me as a bank for 4 years. I gave her $74,000. She canceled my 70th birthday party on Saturday for her husband's work dinner. She didn't call to let me know beforehand. When I told her I was disappointed, she threatened to keep my granddaughter from me unless I apologized and kept giving her money. Detective Morrison wrote that down. Word for word, looked like. So you removed her access to your accounts? Yes. That seems reasonable to me. Does it? Yes, sir. Can I ask you a few questions, just to complete the welfare check? Go ahead. What year is it? 2024. Who's the president? I told him. What's your address? I gave it to him. What did you have for breakfast? Toast and coffee. Can you count backwards from 100 by sevens? I did. Got to 51 before he stopped me. Do you know what day of the week it is? Monday. What did you do today? Changed my will. Removed my daughter from my bank accounts. Made coffee for a detective who's trying to figure out if I'm losing my mind. He smiled. Just a little. You seem pretty competent to me, Mr. Sullivan. Thank you. Do you have any medical conditions? Any medications that might affect your judgment? High blood pressure. Take lisinopril. That's it. And you're managing your medications on your own? Have been for 10 years. He closed his notebook. I'm going to be honest with you. This seems like a family dispute, not a mental health crisis. You're clearly competent. Your home is clean. Your bills are organized. You can answer basic questions. There's no indication you're a danger to yourself or others. So I'm going to file a report saying the wellness check came back negative. You're fine. As far as I'm concerned, this is a civil matter between you and your daughter. She's not going to like that. Probably not. But that's not my problem. He stood up. For what it's worth, Mr. Sullivan, I think you're doing the right thing. Boundaries are important, even with family. Seems like you speak from experience. I've got 3 sisters. All of them think I should be their personal ATM because I've got a county job. I learned to say no a long time ago. He handed me his card. If your daughter continues to harass you, Give me a call. We can discuss your options. Thank you. Take care of yourself. He left. I sat back down at my table. Sarah had called county services, tried to get them to declare me incompetent, because I wouldn't give her money, because I'd removed her access to my accounts. She'd tried to have me declared mentally unfit. My hands weren't steady anymore. They were shaking. Not from fear, from rage. Wednesday came. I didn't show up at Sarah's house to babysit Emma. My phone rang at 5 p.m. Blocked number. I didn't answer. It rang again at 5:15. Same. At 5:30, there was a knock on my door. I looked through the window. Sarah, standing on my porch. Emma in the car behind her. I didn't open the door. "Dad, I know you're in there. Your truck is in the driveway." I stayed in my chair. "Dad, I need you to watch Emma. I have plans tonight." More knocking. "This is ridiculous. Open the door." I turned up the TV. After 5 minutes, she left. Tires squealed as she drove away. Thursday morning, my phone rang. Not a blocked number this time. Kevin's work number. I recognized it from when he used to call me from the office. I answered. "Richard, it's Kevin." "I know. Look, I don't know what's going on between you and Sarah, but this has to stop." "Does it?" "Yes, she's a wreck. Crying all the time, not sleeping. You're destroying her." "I'm destroying her." "Yes, because you're mad about one canceled party. Do you realize how insane that sounds?" "It's not about the party." "Then what's it about?" "You wouldn't understand. Try me." "Okay. How much money have I given you and Sarah in the last 4 years?" Silence. "Kevin?" "I don't know. Some. You've helped out." $74,000. "What?" $74,780. That's how much I've given you. That can't be right. Down payment on your house, $32,000. Kevin's MBA, $8,000. Car payments, $600 a month for 24 months. That's $14,400. Furniture, painting, plane tickets, emergency vet, dance classes, credit card payments, birthday gifts, Christmas gifts. Should I keep going? More silence. "So when you tell me I'm destroying Sarah over one canceled party, you're either lying or you're stupid. Which is it?" "Richard, Did you know she called Adult Protective Services, tried to have me declared incompetent? She was worried about you. She was worried I'd cut off her money supply, which I did. That's not fair. Isn't it? How's the country club, Kevin? Enjoying those golf lessons?" He hung up. I sat there holding the phone. Felt nothing. No guilt, no regret, no second thoughts. Just a cold, settled certainty that I was done. Saturday came. Andrew arrived at 4:00 p.m., right on time. He looked at me for a long moment when I opened the door. "You okay, Pop?" "I'm okay." "You look tired." "It's been a long week." He hugged me. Real hug. Not the quick, obligatory kind Sarah gave. "Happy birthday, old man." "I'm 71 now. Birthday was last week. Still counts." We went to dinner. Steakhouse downtown. The good one. Andrew insisted on paying. Ordered a bottle of wine, the expensive kind. "So tell me everything," he said. I told him, all of it. The party, the money, the country club, the Adult Protective Services call, the detective, Sarah showing up on Wednesday. He listened without interrupting. When I finished, he said, "Holy shit. Yeah, I had no idea it was that bad." Neither did I, not until I added it up. $74,000, plus babysitting, plus emotional labor, plus being on call 24/7 for 4 years. Andrew shook his head. "And she thinks you're the one being unreasonable." "Apparently." "Have you heard from her since Wednesday?" "She keeps calling from blocked numbers. I don't answer." "Good." The food came. Best steak I'd had in years. "So what happens now?" Andrew asked. "I don't know." "You changed your will?" "Everything goes to you, except a trust for Emma. College money." "You didn't have to do that." "Yes, I did. You never asked me for anything. You called just to talk. You drove 3 hours on a Saturday to have dinner with your old man." "You're my dad." So? So that's what you do." You show up for family. I looked at him. Really looked at him. He had Martha's eyes. Sarah had them too, but I never noticed it on her, too busy watching her ask for money. Thank you, I said. For what? For being here. Always, Pop. We finished dinner, drove back to my house. Andrew stayed until 8 o'clock, then headed home. 3-hour drive ahead of him. Call me if you need anything, he said. And I mean anything. I will. I'm serious. She tries anything else, you call me. I will. Promise? Promise. He left. I went inside. The house was quiet, but it wasn't empty, not like it had been after Martha died. This was a different kind of quiet, the kind that comes after you finally said no. Sunday morning, someone knocked on my door. I looked through the window. Sarah, Kevin, Emma. I didn't open the door. Dad, please, Sarah called. We need to talk, please. I stood on the other side of the door, hand on the knob, not opening it. Dad, I'm sorry. I'm sorry about everything. Please let us in. Emma was crying. I could hear her. That hurt. That actually hurt. Daddy, why won't Grandpa open the door? I don't know, sweetie. Did I do something wrong? No, baby, you didn't do anything wrong. Then why? Emma, go wait in the car, Kevin said. But now! Footsteps, car door opening and closing. Dad, this is killing Emma, Sarah said. She doesn't understand why you won't see her. I almost opened the door. Almost. If you don't open this door right now, you'll never see her again. I mean it. My hand dropped from the knob. That's your choice, I said through the door. You're the one keeping her away, not me. Because you're being unreasonable. I'm being unreasonable? You tried to have me declared incompetent. I was worried about you. You were worried about your bank account. That's not true. Isn't it? Tell me, Sarah. If I promised to keep giving you money, would we be having this conversation? Silence. That's what I thought. Dad, please. Let's talk about this, face to face. There's nothing to talk about. Yes, there is. We're family. Family doesn't threaten each other. Family doesn't manipulate. Family doesn't use children as leverage. I'm not. You just told me I'd never see Emma again unless I opened the door. That's not family. That's hostage negotiation. More silence. Then Kevin. Come on, Sarah. He's not going to open it. Dad, please. Goodbye, Sarah. I walked away from the door, went to my bedroom, closed that door too, heard them arguing on the porch, couldn't make out the words, then car doors, engine starting, driving away. I sat on the bed, thought about Emma crying, thought about how Sarah had done that, brought a 6-year-old to manipulate me, used her own daughter as a weapon, and I thought about all the Wednesdays I'd babysat, all the times I'd played with Emma, read her stories, made her laugh. Sarah was going to tell her it was my fault. She was going to tell her Grandpa didn't want to see her anymore. Emma would believe her. 6-year-olds believe their parents, and there wasn't anything I could do about it. Not without giving in. Not without becoming an ATM again. I lay back on the bed, stared at the ceiling. The same ceiling Martha and I had stared at for 38 years. I don't know if I'm doing the right thing, I said out loud. To Martha, to the empty room, to myself. Nobody answered, but I didn't change my mind. Monday morning, 9 o'clock a.m. My doorbell rang. I looked through the window. Lawyer. Not mine. Someone else's. I opened the door. Richard Sullivan? Yes. You've been served. He handed me a manila envelope, turned and left. I opened it. Legal papers, thick stack. Petition for guardianship. Sarah Mitchell, petitioner, requesting full guardianship over Richard Sullivan, respondent, on grounds of mental incompetence and inability to manage his own affairs. I read through the whole thing. She was trying to take control of everything, my house, my accounts, my medical decisions. She'd attached statements from her and Kevin describing my erratic behavior, how I'd suddenly cut them off, how I'd refused to see Emma, how I'd stopped answering calls from family. Made it sound like I'd lost my mind, not like I'd set boundaries. At the bottom, A court date. 3 weeks from now. I called James. Richard, what's wrong? Sarah's suing for guardianship. What? I just got served. She's claiming I'm incompetent. Jesus. Okay, don't panic. I'll file a response. Do you have the petition? Right in front of me. Can you bring it by this morning? I'll be there in 30 minutes. James read through the petition, face getting harder with each page. This is garbage, he said when he finished. Can she win? No. Not unless she can prove you're actually incompetent, which she can't because you're not. But she can try. She can try, and it'll cost you legal fees and stress and time. He looked up. That's probably the point. She's trying to pressure you into backing down. That's not going to happen. Good. Then here's what we do. I file a response. We request a psychological evaluation. You'll pass, obviously. We present your bills, your bank statements, everything showing you're managing your affairs perfectly. We bring in character witnesses, your son, your neighbors, anyone who can testify you're of sound mind. And then the judge throws it out and maybe sanctions her for filing a frivolous petition. How long? 3 weeks until the hearing. Maybe 4 if they postpone. And until then? Until then, you live your life. Don't give her any ammunition. Keep your house clean. Pay your bills on time. Document everything. If she contacts you, save it. If she shows up, don't engage. Okay? And Richard? Get that psychological evaluation done ASAP. I'll give you a referral. Someone the courts trust. He wrote down a name and number. Dr. Patricia Foster, neuropsychologist. I called from James's office. Dr. Foster's office. I need a psychological evaluation. For court. How soon can you see me? Let me check. I have an opening Thursday at 2:00 p.m. I'll take it. Thursday at 2:00 p.m. I sat in Dr. Foster's office. She was maybe 60. Gray hair. Kind eyes. Professional. Mr. Sullivan, I understand you're being sued for guardianship. Yes, ma'am. Your lawyer sent over the petition. I've read through it. The claims your daughter is making. And I'm going to conduct a full evaluation. It'll take about 3 hours. Cognitive tests, memory tests, reasoning tests. I'll ask about your daily life, your ability to manage finances, your medical history. At the end, I'll write a report for the court. Okay? Before we start, I want you to know, I'm not on anyone's side. I'm here to assess your mental competence objectively. If I think you're incompetent, I'll say so. If I think you're fine, I'll say that too. I understand. Good. Let's begin. 3 hours later, I walked out. Exhausted. My head hurt from concentration. But I'd answered every question, passed every test. Dr. Foster said she'd have the report ready in a week. I went home, made dinner, watched TV, went to bed. Same routine as always. Nothing erratic. Nothing incompetent. Just an old man living his life. The week before the hearing, my neighbor knocked on my door. Barbara, 72, widow, lived next door for 15 years. Richard, I heard what's happening. Did you? Small town. People talk. Yeah. Is it true? Sarah's trying to take control of your affairs? It's true. That girl. Barbara shook her head. I never trusted her. You didn't? Too sweet. Always too sweet. The kind of sweet that wants something. I almost smiled. Why are you here, Barbara? I want to testify. At the hearing. I'll tell the judge you're perfectly fine. Sharp as ever. Better than me, half the time. You don't have to do that. I know I don't have to. I want to. Barbara, you helped me when Tom died, drove me to the funeral home, sat with me while I picked out the casket. Didn't ask for anything, didn't expect anything, just helped. That's what neighbors do. Exactly. That's what neighbors do, so I'm helping you now. She handed me a piece of paper, her phone number. Give this to your lawyer. Tell him to call me. Thank you. Don't thank me. Thank me by winning this thing. She left. I gave James her number. He called her that afternoon, added her to the witness list. The day of the hearing came. I wore my good suit, the one I'd worn to Martha's funeral. Navy blue. Still fit. Met James at the courthouse at 8:30 a.m. Sarah was already there, Kevin beside her, both in expensive clothes, lawyer with them. Young guy. Sharp suit. Sarah saw me. Her face went hard. Kevin put his hand on her arm, calming her down, looked like, "All rise. The Honorable Judge Patricia Chen." Wait, not Chen again. I mean, the Honorable Judge Patricia Morrison presiding. We stood. Judge Morrison was maybe 60, black robe, no-nonsense expression. "Be seated. Case number 2024 GU 847. Mitchell versus Sullivan, petition for guardianship." She looked at the papers in front of her. "Ms. Mitchell, you're petitioning for full guardianship of your father, Richard Sullivan, on grounds of mental incompetence?" Sarah's lawyer stood. "Yes, Your Honor." "Mr. Sullivan, you're contesting this petition?" James stood. "Yes, Your Honor. My client is of sound mind and fully capable of managing his own affairs." "Very well. Ms. Mitchell, present your case." Sarah's lawyer called her to the stand first. She was sworn in. "Ms. Mitchell, can you describe your father's behavior over the past several weeks?" "He's been erratic, Your Honor. Irrational. He suddenly cut off all contact with me and my family. He removed me from his bank accounts without warning. He refused to see his granddaughter. He won't answer phone calls. He's isolated himself completely." "And why do you believe this indicates incompetence?" "Because it's not like him. My father has always been supportive, always been there for us. Then suddenly he just changed. It doesn't make sense unless something's wrong mentally." "Have you observed any other signs of cognitive decline?" "He gets confused sometimes, forgets conversations we've had, repeats himself." I wrote a note to James. "That's a lie." James nodded. Sarah's lawyer continued. "Your Honor, we believe Mr. Sullivan is in the early stages of dementia. He needs help managing his affairs before he makes irreversible mistakes." "Thank you, Ms. Mitchell. Mr. Sullivan's attorney, your witness." James stood. "Ms. Mitchell, how much money has your father given you in the past 4 years?" She blinked. "I don't see how that's relevant." "Please answer the question." "We've had some financial difficulties. My father helped out. That's what families do." "How much?" "I don't know exactly. Some." "Would it surprise you to know it's $74,000? Her face went pale. "That's not accurate." "It's very accurate. We have bank statements." James pulled out a folder. "Down payment on your house, $32,000. Your husband's MBA fees, $8,000. Monthly car payments for 2 years, $14,400. Should I continue?" "Your Honor, this is harassment." Judge Morrison looked at James. "Where are you going with this?" "Your Honor, I'm establishing that Ms. Mitchell has a significant financial interest in controlling her father's assets. This isn't about his competence. It's about her access to his money." "Objection." "Overruled. Continue, but get to the point." "Ms. Mitchell, your father removed you from his bank accounts on Monday, March 20th. When did you file this petition?" "Tuesday, March 21st. 1 day later." "Because I was worried about him." "You weren't worried when he was giving you money. You got worried when he stopped." "That's not true." "Isn't it? You tried to have him declared incompetent by calling Adult Protective Services, correct?" I was concerned. "Yes or no?" "Yes, but—" "And when that didn't work, you filed for guardianship." "I'm trying to protect him." "From what? From making his own decisions about his own money?" "From himself. He's not thinking clearly." "Or he's thinking very clearly, and you don't like his decisions." "Objection. Argumentative. Sustained." "Move on, counselor." James looked at his notes. "Ms. Mitchell, when was your father's 70th birthday?" She froze. "Ms. Mitchell?" "March 18th. "And what did you do to celebrate?" "We had to postpone it." "Why?" "My husband had a work commitment." "You canceled your father's 70th birthday party for a work dinner?" "We postponed it." "Did you call your father beforehand to let him know?" It happened very suddenly." "So no, you didn't call him. He drove to your house expecting a party and you told him you were leaving? It wasn't like that." "What was it like?" "Your Honor, this is irrelevant." "Is it?" Judge Morrison looked at James. How is this relevant to competence? Your Honor, it establishes Ms. Mitchell's treatment of her father. It shows a pattern of taking him for granted, using him for financial support, and then claiming he's incompetent when he sets boundaries. I'll allow it, but wrap it up. James turned back to Sarah. Ms. Mitchell, have you spent time with your father in the past month, beyond asking him for babysitting? I've been busy. Yes or no? No. Have you called him, just to talk, just to check on him? No. So you haven't seen him or spoken to him except when you need something? That's not fair. But it's true. I have a family. I have responsibilities. So does your father. To himself. And he's chosen to exercise them. That's not incompetence, Ms. Mitchell. That's boundaries. Objection. Sustained. Mr. Sullivan, that's enough. If you liked this story, please like it, subscribe to the channel, and share your impressions in the comments. To listen to more stories, click on the window on the right. Thank you for being with us.